G'day, omdevaji, Shashnag Yoga Center. What on earth is Kundalini? Just a short video on my own Kundalini Awakening. A few people have asked about it. I've done a video called The Greatest Challenge on the Planet. You can watch that if you want. It's a fair few years old. I think it's 2004, so a long time ago I made it. So it might have a bit more details that are more fresh in my mind relative to then rather than now. People have asked me about it. So every Kundalini awakening is unique and subjective. It's like you can take someone else's experience, but it's not going to be yours because you're your own constitution. Your own psychological and emotional predispositions and tendencies. That'll lead you to your own unified state with your own divinity. Mine happened throughout lifetimes. And then in this lifetime I was divinely guided by myself. I fell into a career of radiography where it's reinforced that the human being isn't solid on a daily basis. So you know that the human, or I know that the human is an accumulation of molecules and atoms that vibrate at certain frequencies, and then you get an X-ray, which is another frequency, and you can go straight through the physical framework. So I was lucky to fall into that career. Why did I fall into that career? My girlfriend's mum at the time worked at one of the practices, and my mum worked with a man whose wife was also into that profession. So I just picked it because I was interested in anatomy and bones. Also did physics at school. I was pretty good at physics because I always wanted to understand on some level what was going on. So I had an understanding that we're energetic beings. Then I tapped into the intuitive realm. Also did martial arts called Zen Chi Ru. I thought, what the heck is this chi that these people are talking about? Internal energy? Never heard of such bollocks. Started looking into it and then got into understanding the Shaolin monks. I thought, what the fuck? These people can climb up walls by having a unified state, by utilising their internal energy. They're like, what? Anyway, amazing beings. So they talk about Chi, and then I thought, oh, okay. And then I thought about Qi Kung. I went to one Qi Kung class in Sydney. I lived 50 kilometres away. I thought, oh, yeah, it was okay. Tai Chi and Qi Kung's not my gig. But it was beautiful. I didn't feel a lot, but I did the practices. Then I was at home and I was thinking about things, and I thought, came to realise there was no coincidence. Simultaneously, I had a breakdown of my personality, which is almost an essential part prior to the realisation of the divine. So I went for a job and didn't get it. Lost my girlfriend because that was a tumultuous relationship, and a lot of my friends, the friendship bonds were starting to dissipate because I was a full-time shift worker and they were tradesmen that worked weeks and had weekends off. Plus there was a lot of other things going on in my life. So then I realised that there was no coincidence, because sometimes I'd be like standing next to someone thinking something and they'd be saying exactly what I was thinking, and I thought, are they saying what I'm thinking, or am I thinking what they're saying? It's weird. And I'd walk into a room after thinking about something, general question. So within 3 days, I'd walk into the room and people in the room would be talking about the subject I was thinking about. So they'd be answering the question that I had on my mind. which was bizarre. And then I go, okay, there's no coincidence. Next thing I got onto this book, 2 times in one day, 2 different individuals offered me the opportunity to borrow their book called The Celestine Prophecy. So I read the book, but I realised that I already preconceived the ideas in the book prior to reading it. It wasn't like I read it and going, wow, this is like, yeah, I know. It's like I know this stuff. It's like, wow, this guy knows it too. Next thing, I go, okay, I want to thank God for this experience. Here I am, an agnostic scientist. I never had much interest in church or anything. I went Christmas carols one day with my uncle, who was a Christian at the time. Apart from that, I never looked into any religion. So then I thought, oh, thank God, because that's what we call the divine in the Western culture. Went down, I was talking about all these things to my friend, a couple of people at work. Then I watched the World Cup game with my mate and said, I'm going down the park to thank God for this realisation that I can perceive energy fields and know that we're all connected. He said, good luck with that. He went home, I went down the park. While I was down the park, I was in this pretty happy state. Saw this drunk guy walking through the park and I thought, oh, you poor bastard, I'm feeling so generous at this point in time, I'm going to offer you a lift home. So he was coming home from a big night on the piss at the local club, and I was like sitting there worshipping God in energetic fields. Anyway, he took me pretty well and he got the lift home, and I knew him from school. When he got out of the car, he goes, God will bless you, omji. I wasn't called omji at the time, but let's say I am now, so that's what I'll refer to myself as. I thought, what the heck is this? This 20-year-old pissed school person saying God's going to bless me? Did he know that I was down the park thinking about God? Anyway, I go, yeah, sure, man, no worries. Next thing, I go to the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, so I'm at the Roman Catholic Church, nothing big happens, thinking about things, talk to the guy there, the minister, he comes down and sees me. He goes, okay, continue your search, good luck. I've gone, okay. Now I was driving up the street, and this is the cracker, mate. If this didn't happen, I'd probably still be there. Not on the street, but like in that same lifestyle. I'm driving up a highway and there's 2 lanes and they turn into 4. I've been talking to my mate Dave about Christianity. So I did do a course. I lied because I did do a course on Christianity within the prior 3 years. I did a 6-week course. It took me 18 months because he wanted me to repent and become a Christian. So I said, I'll do your course, Dave. So prior to this experience, a good few months, I'd finished that course. Said, no thanks, Dave, I don't want to be a Christian, don't want to repent for my sins, don't want a third person involved. That's cool, good luck with that, and thanks for praying for me. So I'm driving up this street after these bizarre coincidences. 2 lanes turn into 4. The left lane goes down to my mate's church, Dave's church. The right lane, at the lights, turns right and goes home. I live a couple of minutes along the road. I think, oh, I've had enough for one day. Watched the game, been to the park, been to the church. I might just go home and sleep. Next thing, my hand goes like that, boom, without effort, moves the indicator to the left. Next thing I'm indicating left. I thought, seems like I'm going to Dave's church. I just decided to turn right. My hand turns left. I think, what the heck? Okay. Turn left. I go to this church, it's 5 to 8. Talk to the guy there. He goes, yeah, the service starts at 8 o'clock. I go, yes. Burst out laughing like a madman. I go in the church and I'm sitting there in this bright coloured football jersey with my hands in this mudra that's like this. That's the only mudra I know from the days of my Zen Chi Ru. Sitting there, the whole talk is about James, the second disciple. And I'm thinking there's no such thing as coincidence. Bizarre that they use the word James, because I identify strongly with the word James because my middle name's James. Sometime into the, what do you call it? Not even a sermon, whatever you call those things. Goes for an hour. Sometime into it, I'm sitting there and I start talking to myself. Not out loud because people will think I'm crazy. Got this massive smile on my face. I'm starting to talk to myself. Next thing, my stomach starts to move. Moves in a way that's like in a circle, mate. Like Neo in the Matrix when that alien robot, yabby looking thing's inside his gut. I'm thinking, what the heck? Looking down, looking at the minister, looking down. My stomach's turning inside and I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? I'm not thinking much, I'm just looking at it. I'm pretty happy. I've got this massive smile on my face, talking to myself. My body's moving in a way that I've never seen it move before, and I've never seen it move again. I've seen it move, other people's bodies move like it. It's a yogic move, but it took me 6 years to realise that that's what happened. But basically I'm sitting there talking to myself going, I'm not getting up talking about this no coincidence unified energy field. They think I'm off my head. Keep getting this message. Get up and talk to this minister about the unified energy concept. I said, no way. I'm sitting there, this movement in my stomach is getting bigger and bigger. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? I said, I'm not getting up. Sitting there pretty ecstatic. And this is true too, you can see the goosebumps, right? Whoa! Right? I'm sitting there going, this is unbelievable. Oh mate, ooh, I can feel it now. My stomach's getting bigger and bigger. I'm talking to myself, going, I'm not getting up. After only God knows how long, I surrender to the great voice in my head, whether it's my higher self or what it is. It's not even a voice, it's a thought. I surrender to it. I said, okay, I'll obey you. I'll get up. I'll talk to the minister about this unified energy concept. Boom! It stops. I'm ecstatic. I'm pretty ecstatic still. But for at least a week, I could not get the smile off of my face. People thought I was crazy and recommended I go and see a psychologist. As soon as I surrendered to the great being and the coordination of such, my life's never been the same. The only thing that I've followed is that goosebump sensation, the truth chills, as I've now grown to appreciate it, when spiritual law happens. Law with an L-O-R-E, I believe. When the unified truth is experienced through my framework. So during that experience, my Kundalini awakened. I researched every philosophy immediately, apart from yoga. I scanned my way into a yoga chakra course a year or two later, and then I did 3 years of research into yoga because it took me a good while to come across the concept of Kundalini, and ever since then I've dedicated my life to understanding Kundalini Awakenings and yogic physiology, And now it's landed me in Sanskrit, where I'm going to build a temple in the process of it. A temple dedicated to the human subtle energy system and how Sanskrit influences that, called Sheshnag Mandir, or the Temple of Tantra, because it is a tantric philosophy at the end of the day, and it's a return of the ancient truths into this culture. There you go. Kundalini experience, Kundalini Awakening. Yours will be unique, subjective. You'll know whether you achieve the unified state or not. Hopefully you don't need to be medicated and subdued into a conformist psyche where you obey the misindoctrinated, misinformed culture based on the economy, and you can grow into your spiritual essence and truth. You can come back from that divine experience into an assimilated expression of pure being and love in a balanced way through your physical framework, in an expression through your heart. It's taken me a while, a long while, lifetimes in fact, but I'm a pretty quick learner. There you go. Share the world. Sheshnag.com. Omdevaji. What on earth is Kundalini? Peace. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Mahadev. Hara Hara Mahadev. Hara Hara Mahadev.